So I'm just working with this GoPro here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I've been having some audio issues out of this GoPro. Stand by. All right, so back here, the way I get in the water from this dinghy is I have this really handy contraption from a company called Up and Out, and they make these portable dinghy ladders. So this thing telescopes out like this, like that. Then I can just hang this ladder off the back of the dinghy, like so. Then I've got this little clip that I clip to one of these little pad eyes right here. Yeah, so that is how we get in and out of this dinghy. I am using a spear by a company called Gatku. This is actually a 3-piece spear. They sell lots of modular spears. You can change out the tips to different things. Longer main sections here, bands of different levels of stretchiness and strength to kind of determine how much power you want to use. Then it's got this center section here. It is a graphite section, gives the spear some flex, and I'm currently running a flopper tip is what's on it right now, just a simple flopper. I also have a paralyzer, which is kind of the 3 or 4 barbed ones, and also run a slip tip at different times as well. So that's the spear. I basically just have some simple snorkeling fins. These are Cressy Cleos. A lot of times if you go to some kind of a snorkel shop just to rent gear, this is what they will give you, the Cressy Cleos. So they're really comfortable. They don't have a whole lot of power because they do have quite a bit of flex to them, but very, very comfortable. For little shallow dives like this, where it's not any more than like, I don't know, this is probably 10 feet deep. I would maybe use these down to maybe 30, but going any deeper than that, I have some other fins that are stiffer, longer, and just have a lot more power to them. I am currently running 12 pounds of lead, and in fact I could possibly go with about another 2 pounds, I guess, if I really wanted to be super heavy, but 12 pounds kind of puts me on the conservative side, where I have plenty of kind of reserve buoyancy left to get back to the surface. I use these knives, which is from a company called Mora. And these knives, they're stainless steel. You might be able to see it actually does have some rust on it. Stainless steel, it's not stain proof, it stains less. So this stuff will still rust. I use and abuse these things. They cost like 15 bucks. So they're easy to replace. If you lose one, nice bright orange color, so it's easy to find. And yeah, I really like these Mora knives. Super sharp, really tough, really cheap. I always use a pair of these cut-proof gloves, and I want to be sure that they have this rubber kind of palm on them. This really helps you out for gripping the pole spear, because once it gets wet, it can be kind of slippery and hard to hang on to. You don't want it flying out of your hands, accidentally when you have it really stretched back far. So rubber palm, cut-proof gloves, in case you may, slip or something and accidentally stick yourself when you're meaning to stick a fish. And this is also really handy to use just kind of hanging on to coral and rocks and different things along the bottom, just to help yourself maneuver or stay nice and still, to kind of let the scene settle down a bit and let the fish kind of resume their natural behavior, so you can really see what's going on and let the big fish come out. For a mask, I use this low volume mask. It's not very, it doesn't stick out from your face very far. And this is from a company called ProMate. This is, again, pretty cheap mask. I think these are maybe 25 bucks, something like that. I've got 3 of them because, straps break or who knows what'll happen. And yeah, really like these ProMate masks. I believe the model is called a Raven. Then we also have just a really simple ProMate snorkel. This is a single piece, straight pipe. It doesn't have any kind of weird valves or anything like that at the top. Just, simple, straightforward snorkel. And it just clips into the side of the mask like that. And I think that pretty much sums up the gear I use when I'm spearfishing. Now, this may or may not be sort of an anticlimactic you know, video here. I don't know what's at these coral heads. We've been trying to find some fish here the last few days and really not having a whole lot of luck. So maybe this will be the spot. It's tough on the bank side, and it's also tough in this dinghy that we have. We've got this little 2.5 horse motor on the back, and we just don't have a lot of range with these dinghies. So we're really kind of, you know, limited to where we can go. So we have to hop around and check out these little coral heads. Maybe we'll get lucky here. Let's get in the water and we will see. So regarding the camouflage on these wetsuits, maybe somebody with more experience than me can tell me, do you think it actually does anything? Does it help? I mean, do you really hide better from the fish when you're wearing camouflage? Because I know fish have a lot more things going on than just their simple eyesight. You know, they can feel vibrations through the water and all kinds of things like that. So I don't know how effective this camouflage really is. And the main thing for me is I got to wear a wetsuit because I get cold easy. I'm a wimp when it comes to this water. And right now the water is probably, I don't know, 75 degrees, something like that. But I still get chilled easy. So I got to wear a suit. I think the camouflage is just to look cool more than anything. Just wait till you see me in my full camouflage glory. This wetsuit does not smell good. Whew. It's a little foul in there. Probably has something to do with me peeing in it. This may be a little tip to somebody out there. So for keeping your mask from fogging up, if you just have some kind of toothpaste like this, some kind without a bunch of abrasive stuff in it, like, what do you call it, baking soda and stuff like that, just some plain Jane gel toothpaste, you can take some of it and put it on the inside of your mask, rub it around really good, and it will do wonders for keeping your mask from fogging up. Yeah. I mean, there are some down there that I could go after if I wanted, like several of them to make a meal out of it, but I don't want to mess with it. In fact, what I'm actually more inspired to do is to set up a camera down there and do a little time lapse, because those little tropical reef fish are just so pretty. So yeah, I think I might do that instead.